This is the AI Desk, where today's signals reveal tomorrow's power. Today, you'll understand why 3 separate moves in AI and infrastructure point to a deeper realignment. A realignment where the winners are not the companies with the biggest models, but the companies with the tightest control of compute, distribution, and user behavior. I'm Rowan Hale. Let's get into it. This episode is brought to you by Mad Cheetah and their new album WTF, Where is the Forest? It's eco-pop engineered for the future, bold beats, global rhythms, and a message that actually matters. If you want music that hits your brain and your heart, explore WTF by Mad Cheetah. That's MADCHITA. Streaming now on all major platforms. Google shifts its AI strategy towards smaller, faster models. Google recently pushed a new wave of compact Gemini variants aimed at running on everyday hardware. These models draw less power and deploy at the edge, not just in the cloud. This matters because cost becomes the new friction point. Teams will choose AI they can run continuously, not AI that drains budgets. This shift favors companies that optimize for scale, not spectacle. Developers and product teams should pay attention to the economics behind these models. The cost of inference is becoming as important as accuracy. Amazon formalizes a new tiered approach to AI agents. Amazon announced a structured roadmap for agents across shopping, AWS services, and enterprise tools. The company is converging its fragmented AI projects into a unified system. This matters because Amazon controls 3 powerful levers. It owns the retail funnel, it owns the cloud infrastructure, and it owns the recommendation engine that guides billions of decisions. When Amazon aligns those layers under one agent strategy, it moves from assisting users to directing them. That creates a new competitive baseline for every consumer-facing business. When one company can influence what people want, how they search, and how they buy, it moves from serving demand to shaping demand. This changes the power dynamics of the entire market. Customer acquisition becomes dependent on the intelligence layer that governs attention and preference formation. If Amazon's agents sit at the top of that funnel, every other business competes on its terms. Operators and founders should watch how Amazon blends personal data with autonomous decision tools. It signals a move toward AI that doesn't wait for input, it acts. Apple advances its on-device AI with deeper chipset integration. Apple continues integrating specialized neural hardware into its main processors. This allows the device to run complex models locally, with lower latency and more privacy. This matters because control shifts away from cloud platforms and back to the device itself. The interface becomes the intelligence layer. The cloud becomes optional, not required. This changes how apps compete. The advantage moves to companies that can pair great user experience with local model execution. The gatekeeper becomes the device, not the cloud provider. Product builders and investors should understand the long-term effect. On-device AI redistributes power to whoever controls the hardware and the user interface. The AI Desk Insight. All 3 stories point to the same structural shift. The next phase of AI will not be defined by model size. It will be defined by where the model runs, who controls the distribution, and how tightly compute is integrated with the user's daily behavior. Google is optimizing for low-cost deployment. Amazon is architecting unified agents that influence decisions at the point of intent. Apple is moving intelligence directly into the device. This is a shift from centralized AI to embedded AI. Intelligence doesn't sit in the cloud. It sits inside the system that captures the user's next move. This changes competitive strategy. Companies that control a full stack, hardware, OS, distribution, and identity, will operate with structural leverage. And companies that rely only on cloud access will lose influence. Because the intelligence layer is drifting downward, closer to the user, closer to the edge. The future belongs to whoever owns the touchpoint where the decision happens. The quiet signal. Today's quiet signal comes from Apple's engineering notes. The company listed memory locality improvements in its latest neural processor documentation. At first glance, it looks like a minor optimization, but it hints at something bigger. Apple is preparing its devices to run models far larger than current on-device systems. This detail suggests Apple sees hardware-level AI as a long-term advantage, not a feature, a moat. When memory efficiency becomes a strategic priority, it signals a future where the most powerful AI may run without touching the cloud.
If you build products, begin evaluating how your core workflow behaves when intelligence moves to the edge. Assume the user's device becomes the main inference engine. If you operate in enterprise or infrastructure, study where your customers' decision points actually occur. That is where the next wave of autonomous systems will take shape. The companies that adapt to this shift early will control the next decade of AI leverage. Power rarely announces itself. It moves quietly, until it's too late.